Shohei Ohtani's name is now attached to a rule that has shaken Major League Baseball to its core. Cubs manager Counsell called it bizarre. And the Dodgers' response? It completely flipped the entire narrative. Is this just a minor rule adjustment, or are we watching the future of baseball unfold in real time? Baseball has always been a game built on tradition, structure, and strict guidelines. But when a player like Shohei Ohtani steps onto the field, those old boundaries start to crack. Recently, Cubs manager Counsell publicly questioned a specific regulation directly tied to Ohtani's unique role. Counsell argued that it disrupts the competitive balance of the game, calling it unfair and, in his exact words, bizarre. That comment didn't just stay inside a press room. It ignited an immediate firestorm inside the Dodgers organization. Because to them, Ohtani isn't just another roster spot. He's a once-in-a-generation revolution. Think about it for a second. A manager's single statement sparked a league-wide debate. Managers usually play it safe with the media. They dodge, they deflect, they stay diplomatic. But this time, Counsell went straight for the jugular. He wasn't criticizing an umpire's call. He wasn't targeting a player's attitude. He was attacking a policy. A policy that directly benefits the Dodgers' biggest star. And that's exactly why the backlash was so fast and so intense. But that's just the opening pitch. The real controversy is only beginning to surface. Let's break down exactly what this rule actually does. Under normal MLB regulations, once a starting pitcher is pulled from the mound, he's removed from the lineup entirely. He's done for the day. But this rule creates a very specific exception. It allows Ohtani to start as a pitcher, get pulled, and then stay in the game as the designated hitter. Counsell's frustration comes from a place of competitive fairness. He believes baseball should be played on a completely level field. When one team gets strategic flexibility that the other 29 simply don't have, frustration is inevitable. But the Dodgers didn't take that criticism lying down. Their response was sharp, direct, and unapologetic. They argued that Ohtani didn't get a free pass. He earned this through historically unprecedented performance. This rule wasn't carved out just for him. It was designed for a category of player that barely exists. A true two-way elite. And Ohtani is the only one who actually fits that description in the modern era. But here's where the story takes a sharp turn. The Dodgers' counterattack changed the entire conversation. The Dodgers organization fired back by clarifying the actual intent behind the rule. This isn't a Shohei Ohtani special. It's part of Major League Baseball's official two-way player policy. Any player who meets the strict pitching and hitting thresholds qualifies. The Dodgers pointed out that Counsell's criticism completely misses the bigger picture. Ohtani has done what was considered impossible for over a century. The game didn't bend to him. The rules simply adapted to recognize a talent that breaks the mold. Dodgers officials went a step further, suggesting that instead of criticizing the rule, other teams should focus on developing their own two-way prospects. That statement spread through baseball media like wildfire. Analysts immediately framed it as a clash of philosophies. Traditional structure versus modern evolution. And standing right in the middle of that storm is Shohei Ohtani. Every quote, every reaction, every dugout glance is now part of a much larger debate about where baseball is actually heading. And what happens next will shock you. Because this isn't just about the Dodgers or the Cubs anymore. Baseball has never been a static game. It evolves with every single generation. When Babe Ruth transitioned from pitching to hitting, the sport changed forever. When the designated hitter rule was introduced, purists protested loudly. They said it would ruin the strategy. They said it would kill the soul of the game. Today, we're watching that exact same cycle repeat itself. According to reports, the MLB Commissioner's office has publicly defended this rule. Their stance is clear. The game must stay exciting for a modern audience. Ohtani fills stadiums. He drives television ratings. He brings in fans who never cared about baseball before. So when a rule makes the sport more dynamic, is it really a problem? Counsell's concern about competitive balance is completely valid. But the Dodgers' argument about rewarding generational talent is equally strong. This debate has spilled far beyond manager press conferences. Former players, current stars, and veteran analysts are all weighing in. And that tension? It's exactly what makes baseball compelling. But we're only looking at one side of the diamond. The real impact is about to change how teams are built from the ground up. So what does this actually mean for the future of the sport? If this rule becomes a permanent fixture, front offices will completely overhaul their development systems. Scouts won't just look for pure arms or pure bats anymore. They'll hunt for athletes who can do both at an elite level. Recruitment strategies will shift overnight. Reports indicate that several organizations have already adjusted their minor league training programs to experiment with two-way development. Even the Cubs are investing in versatile young talent. Counsell's public criticism might actually stem from that exact transition phase. The Dodgers already have a finished product in Ohtani. Their perspective is naturally different. But this friction is what drives competition. When managers clash publicly, it reminds fans how deeply invested these organizations are. And as we head toward the postseason, every single game becomes a statement. The intensity is only going to rise. But the biggest question still remains unanswered. Is this rule actually fair? Fairness means different things to different people. To traditionalists, fairness means identical rules for every team. To modern thinkers, fairness means not handcuffing extraordinary talent. Reports confirm that the MLB Players Association has also weighed in on this. Their priority is player health and workload management. This rule actually protects Ohtani. It allows him to pitch, get pulled for rest, and still contribute offensively without overextending his arm. It's a strategic compromise between peak performance and long-term preservation. The Dodgers emphasize this exact point. They believe Counsell is overlooking the medical and tactical reality of managing a two-way superstar. When you maximize a player within safe limits, you turn him into a sustainable asset. That's exactly what Los Angeles is doing. This isn't just about bending regulations. It's about pioneering a new era of player management. Here's the most revealing part. This rule is no longer just an experiment. It's becoming a blueprint. Sources confirm that Major League Baseball is preparing to officially codify this two-way exception for upcoming seasons. This would mark the first time in baseball history that an active player's impact directly shapes a permanent rule change. The Dodgers' message is loud and clear. Adapt or get left behind. Counsell's criticism forced this conversation into the national spotlight. But in the end, the scoreboard will write the final chapter. If Ohtani continues to deliver MVP-caliber seasons under this framework, today's controversy will simply become a footnote in baseball history. We are living through a genuine evolution of the sport. And you are watching it happen in real time. So that's the full story behind the rule that sparked a war of words between the Dodgers and the Cubs. Do you think this exception keeps the game fair, or does it tilt the scales too far? Drop your take in the comments right now. If you want more deep dives into the stories shaping baseball today, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Next up, we're breaking down how other teams are already trying to build their own version of Ohtani and why most of them are failing. You won't want to miss it.